Look, quality questions. Quality questions control this cycle. This is fact finding, qualifying. This is a mistake that so many people making cold calls. They get in there and they, blah, 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 our product guys, blah, 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 and they don't know anything when the call is over. You got to get data. You got to get information. I need information back from this buyer or this prospect so that when we follow up out of our follow-up series, I know what I can talk about. I know what's important. Why do people buy things? To solve a problem. If you never ask a question, you won't know what the problem is, and then you can't make the big claims, set the big hooks, shine, use the lures that they're going to respond to. You got to know what their problem is. So look, once you have somebody on the phone and they haven't hung up on you yet, you've made your greeting, it's time to immediately jump into qualifying to see if they even have a problem that you can fix. Fact finding will uncover what I call the DBM, or dominant buying motive, the reason why someone would buy something. Okay, this jacket, I didn't buy this jacket because I needed a jacket. I had other jackets. I had a bunch of other jackets in my closet. What was the dominant buying motive for me to pull the trigger at that second for this jacket? Why did I come to the studio and shoot this content now? Why now? See, that's a dominant buying motive, okay? What was behind that? What dominated me to push me from Miami all the way to Vegas to shoot this content? It propelled me into action. What was that thing that caused me to do that? If you know what that thing is, that thing that will cause somebody, propel somebody into motion, to make a decision, to either spend money or invest money, I did both in both these examples, then you'll know how to get people to repeat that. Look, if you don't ask the right questions and then don't control to get answers, you will never control the sales cycle, much less a phone call. Now, a quick note about fact finding. You should have a list of the same questions you're asking people every time. That they should never be a yes or no question. It should be an open-ended question that grabs data, okay? Hey, let me ask you a question. For instance, why did you decide to take this call today? Right? I just made a cold call to someone. They're saying, yeah, tell me more about it. Let me ask you a question. Why did you accept the call? I'm interested. I want to know. I've closed people before. They're like, yeah, send me, let's do it, let's buy it. And then I would ask them, let me ask you a question. Why did you decide to do this today? Why did you decide to see me today? Okay? What's most important to you in this? The last time you bought something like this, what was most important to you? What did you like? What didn't you like? The goal here is to get the customer talking to you, right? If I could solve one problem for you, what would it be? Your questions must serve the purpose of allowing you to gather the data necessary that you can use to further build out a profile on this client to understand why they're going to buy from you, or if they're going to buy from you, or how do I get back in front of this person? Each of these quality questions that you create will get you the exact dominant buying motives. I'm not asking people questions just to ask them questions. I'm looking for the dominant, the impulse, that one thing that will propel somebody into action. I'm really looking for a problem. I'm looking for some unsolved problem. You can literally come just right out and ask them, hey, if I could solve one problem for you, what would it be? What is the biggest single challenge? If I could solve this one challenge with a freaking magic wand, what would that one thing be? What problem do you have right now with your product or your inventory or your machinery or your capacity or whatever the case is? If I could solve that one single problem, okay, what would it be? You'd be surprised how often the buyer will just, boom, this is it, man. Solve that problem, brother. You solve that problem, brother, sister, man, whoever. They don't even know my name. They forgot my name. This is a cold call. You understand? And I want to give you one more little tip here. Remember, the quality question is looking for what? That one thing that will propel them into action or into interest to do business with you. Here's a little secret trick. Only the masters. That's what Jared told me. He said, Jared said, only the masters know this. All right? Whenever a client reveals a problem that they're having, you must have them quantify the cost to them. Okay? And the way you would do that is this. Hey, man, I have this ultimate problem right here. Great. What's that costing you? Okay, what's the cost of that problem? What problem is that causing for you? Why do you want to solve that one problem? Why, man? Hell, man, my marriage is falling apart, or my kids are in treatment, or, whatever. I got inventory that's too old. Next time a prospect tells you they're having a problem with a product that's performing below standards, ask them this. How much do you think that costs you every year, every quarter, every month, every week? What's the ultimate cost of that? Quality questions. Do you have your list? Have you built your list of quality questions, okay? And do you know why you're building that list? Last thing, and we're out of here, is this. When you ask a question, always, 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 always get an answer. Always. Because the person that gets answers to a question controls a sales cycle. It's not the person asking questions.